Hey, everybody. Thanks for joining us. We're here to do another mock draft on the Harris Football YouTube channel. And joining me from Rotoworld and all the other places that he does work, it's Denny Carter. Hi, Denny.
Hey, Chris. I'm happy to join you and employ some sort of crazy draft strategy. We'll see how it goes today.
That's how I build it, man. I knew that was probably forthcoming. I build it as crazy. We're, of course, once again brought to you, this mock draft series is brought to you by AG1, and I'm going to describe AG1 in a little bit, but let's get underway here for this mock draft. This is our version of a deep league draft, Denny. I had you on because I know there's nothing more that you like than very deep sleepers that you're always right on. I asked on Twitter whether people would find more useful a 16-team draft or a 14-team draft, and Twitter overwhelmingly said 14, even though I was pitching it as 16. So
yeah,
14 teams it is. We're not going to pick kickers or defenses. It's going to be 14 rounds. Okay. That's pretty deep, right?
That's deep. Look, I love drafting a 14-team league because you get to pick a bunch of bad players, and that's my specialty, Chris. My specialty is bad players.
No, the reason we love it is because there's no wrong answers. What do you expect me to do? It's 14 teams.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, so you're going to pick second. I believe I'm picking 10th, and we have 10 bots in with us. We're Fantrax is a sponsor of the podcast. I prefer Fantrax to do these mock drafts, so that's what folks are going to see. And we'll go as quickly as we can and describe our picks as best we can. I am, for luck, because I really knew I needed to bring it.
Yeah.
I have the Yacht Possums t-shirt on. You were mentioning to me that you have one,
I do.
But that you do unholy things in it.
Well, I just want to be clear to the listeners. I work out. I work out.
Oh!
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
And
I heard something else.
Occasionally, I'll go to the driving range in it, and I have sweat a lot in that shirt. I was telling Chris.
Can I just mention we're doing a little bit of as I like to say, grab ass at the beginning, but can I just mention you were texting me and you were like, hey man, I saw you do a golf thing on social media. Like, I didn't realize there was another lefty golfer. And I was like, what are you talking about? How do you know that I golf lefty?
Oh,
that's absolutely bizarre. How do you know that? And you meant like politically.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't know. I didn't realize. I didn't make that connection. That's funny though, because yeah, I mean, how many left-handed golfers are there? It's just you and Phil Mickelson. That's it.
Yeah, and I've gambled only a little bit less than Phil Mickelson on my golf game in the past. All right, we're going to start this thing up. Dave Pyper, the producer, is with us. And Dave, you can have mock team 1. I'm sure we're going to have a wacky 3 tight end team here early, but here we go. The first pick is Justin Jefferson, and now it's up to Denny, and his heart is cracked in two. He just thought Jefferson. Yeah. I might have mentioned this is a half PPR, so that's where we are. What do you think?
I mean, look, this is tough because I feel compelled to take McCaffrey because I can't get Jefferson. Burrow's possible, missed time in the beginning of the season freaks me out on Chase. I'm not considering Kelsey at this part of the draft. So
can I just mention why I'm smiling so hard? It's because I know you want to go 0 RB. Of course you do.
I do.
But you're the picking second in a 14-team league. Is there any way you can make yourself not take a running back here with so many picks?
I mean, honestly, running back will become so disgusting so quickly that I mean, I am gonna take CMC, and then I'm not going to take a running back for the next 6
for the rest of your life.
Yeah. and I'm gonna flog myself for it. But let's go with Christian McCaffrey.
All right. Not a wrong answer, clearly. So let's see what the mock teams do here. We have Jamar Chase go 3. Austin Eckler go 4. Travis Kelce goes 5. That does seem to happen a lot. Cooper Kupp, I'm not sad. Tyreek Hill, I'm okay. Bijan Robinson and Stephon Diggs. And I think you know what I'm going to do here, producer Dave. And Denny, do you have a guess at what my pick is here?
Nicholas G. Chubb.
No, not quite. Not when I'm getting PPRs, but you're right that would be a consideration. But if I'm getting PPR, actually, no matter the league, There's really, in a full PPR, there's 3 running backs I would take before I'd take any receivers. This is a half, but I'm still comfortable taking Saquon Barkley, who I do seems like I do wind up with in these drafts. Sure. But let's see how nasty it gets when it comes back around to me, whether I regret not taking a receiver.
I mean, because some position is going to be really disgusting for us here. So
that's right. Oh, Chubb does go. So receivers, Mahomes goes. Josh Allen goes, and there's Derrick Henry. All right, so I'm certainly thinking receiver with my second round pick, but it is worth us mentioning, Denny, that your positional strategy is a little different in these deeper leagues. Like you and I are definitely considering quarterback and tight end earlier than we would in a 10 or a 12 team draft.
I will say for a guy like a Mark Andrews, for maybe a Hawkinson, yes, but like I'm ready to fade completely fade tight end if they don't fall to me soon. All right,
but quarterback, you could see yourself not waiting on
a quarterback. I think that you can get, and I have gotten too cute with quarterback in 14 team leagues where you end up with like Ryan Tannehill as your starter. It just feels like unnecessary. I feel like you could have easily gotten a guy who is like has way more upside or even the floor than a Tannehill.
So I'm looking at my receiver list, and we got to go pretty far down my receiver list to get my next guy. And I'm not super thrilled about it, but it's a 14 team league. It does affect the way you look at this stuff. I have to go receiver here. I'm going to go Jalen Waddle. Getting some points per reception that's going to help with him.
So and at Waddle least over Garrett Wilson.
Yeah, that they're right next to each other, but I do have Waddle one spot higher.
Well, you know what I'm doing here. We'll see.
Not a running back.
Not a running back.
Not a running back.
Oh my gosh! Wow, we are already
receivers go fast.
Yeah, we're already at the T. Higgins part of the draft
proceedings.
Oh boy, that is rough. Whew.
So this is the experience that we're gonna be expressing this probably less as the draft keeps going. But at the beginning, the experience in a deeper league is always this. It's always like, holy moly, are you serious? I'm used to getting a pretty dang good receiver at that near that turn, and you're just. I mean, T. Higgins is a good receiver, and I would still consider him among the ones that I trust pretty well. But it's not awesome when he's your one.
No. I mean, I can't think of a team that I've drafted this summer where T. Higgins is my wide receiver one. He's usually my 2, or I guess he can't be your 3 probably. But yeah. So this is an unusual position for me, and I don't think I'm going to go with T. Higgins. I'm actually considering Keenan Allen or DK Metcalf here.
Okay.
Maybe I can and DJ Moore. Those are the 3 receivers I want.
All right.
Oh man. So I'm gonna hope. I'm gonna go with DK Metcalf, and I'm gonna hope that one of those 2 guys swing around to me.
Okay. So let's pause it right here after the second round here, and let me thank AG1. Because without AG1, we wouldn't be doing this mock draft series. I hope you all are enjoying it very much. I have some AG1 lovely, right? I have the canister here too. I am legitimately, Denny, an AG1. Like I use it every single day. It's a really easy habit to get into. It is basically like 75 plus ingredients. Most important among them for me is a probiotic. So if you take it on an empty stomach in the morning, you are sure that you're with the probiotic absorbing more vitamins than you would otherwise. And it's funny, Dave Pyper and I were talking about it before we started recording, and I don't mean to tell tales out of school, but Dave was saying that his stomach just felt so much better after taking AG1 in the morning, because just that probiotic helps you absorb the vitamins and kind of makes everything a little looser, if you know what I mean.
I do know what you mean.
Yeah, if people want to check out AG1, I'm a really big believer in it. I go to the gym. When I've had AG1, I don't bonk. Like I feel like I always power through and never feel weak. So we have a deal with them where if you go to drinkag1.com/Harris, you get I think you get a year's supply of vitamin D, and you get 5 free travel packs of AG1. So we would love it if you would support them because they support us. Thank you. It's drinkag1.com/shares. All right. So you've seen that I think it's funny that Breece Hall here goes the first pick in the 3rd round. The mock team 1 isn't aware of the news that came out on Wednesday in which Breece Hall said, after all, it turns out my knee does hurt a little bit.
Mock team one is not visiting rotoworld.com.
That's right. That's why I found out. That's exactly where I found out. Did you write that blurb, by the way? The Breece Hall blurb?
I did not. No,
it was well done, whoever did. And I wouldn't have taken him there as a result of this. But that's good because it's a player you probably wouldn't have grabbed there. What's your strategy thought here, knowing that you've got 20-something picks to your next pick?
Oh man, this is tough because I kind of didn't think Andrews would get there, and I've been targeting Andrews in the 3rd in 12-team formats, because I think the increased pass volume in Baltimore, hopefully a full season from Lamar, it gives him a ceiling that I don't really think he's had. He's been held down by the nature of the Baltimore offense. So I'm hoping that I'm right on that, obviously. But I think I am going to go with him here, and I'm going to be horrifying at wide receiver. I'm going to have Cole Beasley as my wide receiver 2 here.
If you had talked that long about Mark Andrews and not picked him, I would have been cut. Get him out of here.
So Andrews it is.
All right. So let's see. We got some running backs going after you. That's good, right?
Yep.
Lamar goes. Amari Cooper goes. Joe Mixon goes. And Ken Walker goes. Is Nick Chubb still available? No. So I feel the same. I feel the same way that you were describing, which is to say, I think I'm not going to take a tight end here because I do think it's enough of a drop. Boy, there's a lot of Hawkinson love out there. I did film review on him on the podcast, and I really like him, but I don't think he's like a next level special type player.
Right.
So I'm not going to take him there. I'm not going to take Kittle here. I could certainly consider a quarterback here. The best available on my list is probably Fields. Actually, Burrow is there. Burrow is always there on Fantrax. That's a little secret that maybe I should pass on quarterback because he's going to be there coming around the other way. But we are starting 3 receivers, so that's also very much under consideration. I think what I'm going to do, let me check my own ranks. Who do I like among the receivers who are left? It's a great question, Chris. I might take. Boy, you're right. Receivers gross, but the longer we wait, the worse it's going to get, right?
Do you like? I would like DJ Moore there. I feel like he could have like a 35% target share.
He could, but it could be 4 targets. Unfortunately,
I know.
So I'm a little gun shy there. The guy who's next on my list is probably Brandon Ayuk, but that's more for like a full PPR. I could see myself taking McLaurin here. I like him. I don't think is Cooper gone? I don't know if Cooper's gone. It looks like Cooper is gone.
Does the Treylon Burks injury affect the way you see DeAndre Hopkins?
It sounds like the Treylon Burks injury is okay, that it was just a sprained ligament. So I think he's probably be okay for week 1 as far as we know. But he's actually next on my list in a full PPR. I'm going to go Hopkins. At least he's my wide receiver too. It is a little scary. But Hopkins is my call.
I like that.
So Keenan Allen, Aaron Jones, Jahmyr Gibbs, who I would never take there. There goes Fields.
Yeah.
Ridley was certainly under consideration. There goes Hawkinson. There goes your DJ Moore. He's not getting back to you. Justin Herbert does go, and that's going to open it up for me to take Burrow. It's the second straight mock on the channel that I've gotten Burrow. It's a weird spot for him in the quarterback order. I would have him, higher. I'd have him 4 or 5. So who's the dog, by the way? We haven't introduced the dog.
Oh, this is Ziggy Stardust.
Ziggy.
Yeah.
Is Ziggy informing your picks? Is he like? He's at least like?
He's whispering
positional advice. So I'm gonna take Burrow. Because again, I don't love doing it in the 4th round, but in a 14-team draft, scarcity is a lot more real.
Yeah. Well, I think I should say, Ziggy tells me which players have that dog in them. So that's
nice. So I just saw 4 receivers come off the board after me, leading up to your pick here, and I think you were definitely thinking receiver.
Good grief!
And it's really, really not that fun to consider receivers right now.
But I think I have the one, folks. I think I have my guy. I'm going to pass on Godwin. I'm going to pass on Pittman, Ayuk, Lockett. I'm going to go all the way down to Deontay Johnson here.
Okay.
Actually, wait, I don't need to do that, do I?
Well, the guy, the bot after you has 2 picks, right? They could ruin your life. It's possible.
Shoot. Oh man, this is agonizing, man. All right.
Ziggy can tell. He can tell you're in a state right now.
Yeah, he's saying, "Oh, you're stressed." I'll tell you. Ziggy, tell me this: does Deontay Johnson have that dog in him? He said, yeah.
Oh, he put his head down. I don't think that's a good sign at all.
He says George Pickens is the one with the dog. All right. All right, so actually, I'm going to do this. I think that Deontay Johnson, who I really like, 140 targets last year, 0 touchdowns, as you all know.
Yeah.
Really good at getting the targets, and I enjoy that in a player. So I will take
taking the chance.
I will take Ayuk. I'll take Ayuk, and then hopefully Deontay's there. No, wait.
Right.
Wait a second, folks. Wait a second.
Bring the index card back. Wait, bring the index card.
I'm sorry. Wait a second.
Hamlet.
We're going with Chris Godwin. Just a bunch of garbage.
Baker Mayfield checkdowns.
Low T, low A dot checkdowns. I'm going with Godwin.
Take him. Do it.
And then.
All right. Akers goes and J.K. Dobbins goes. They were all about the running backs there.
So I'll take Deontay here and as my wide receiver 3, which I don't feel terrible about. It's a 14-team league. What do you want from me?
Okay, round 5, pick 2 is the excuse making began. Just let the record show.
Yeah.
All right, I'm seeing if he makes it my way. I'm gonna do it. I believe he's back. This is ridiculous value. Eventually, he's gonna return to the fold. Jonathan Taylor. It's in no world should Jonathan Taylor be going there.
Yeah, you're that confident.
Does he like money or not?
Well, we have to look into that. The Colts released a statement tonight about something. Did you see this about?
Yeah, I don't care about statements. I know at Rotoworld you have to care about statements, but I don't.
Yeah, it says
that's a great thing.
Jonathan Taylor returned to Indianapolis to continue his rehab. However, he had a personal matter arise. He is not currently with the team.
Yeah, I just think he's going to be playing somewhere. Maybe he misses one game. It's just he's not going to sit out the whole season. I feel the same about Jacobs. I feel like in the end, I know you're a worry wart. I'm less of a worry wart. And it's a 14-team league, dude. It's the 5th round. It's the 10th pick in it.
You know what? You're right. 5'10" is pretty crazy. So yeah, that.
I thought you were going to say I was 5'10", and I'm like, dude, I'm 6 feet. What are you?
I'm 5'10" on my tippy toes.
You can't use my golf clubs. Well, I'm lefty also. That's another.
I'll just choke down on them. That's all.
and hit them backwards. Okay, so I'm probably leaning receiver if I can find one who I prefer. We do have flexes, but yeah, I mean, I think I saw a name. I think I heard a shot. That was a little Rage Against the Machine.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I was like, where have I heard that before?
I'm not going to take Traylon Burks. I can tell you that right now. No. Yeah, he's not the guy who I wanted. Was already gone. It's very hard to keep track when you're emceeing these things to see who's there and who's not there.
Are you considering Addison?
Not so much. I think I'm going to take. I think I'm going to take Sutton. Again, I would never feel like I'd want to take him this early, except for I'm kind of out of receivers that I like, and it is time to take another receiver. And I really do feel like you guys who are watching this saw us do 12-team drafts, and we were saying a lot less this, the sixth round, saying, gosh, I really think it's time to take this position or that position. But deeper drafts, everything's on the board, and you realize that you got to wait a long time until you pick again.
It is. You're right. Everything is truly on the board, including Jordan Addison, who I really like in the spot. So I know that he's not guaranteed that like number 2 wide receiver spot right now and everything. I think that he will get it eventually. I'm banking on that, and I'm banking on the Vikings like maybe leading the league in pass attempts. Like I just don't see any effort for the Vikings to actually try to like run a balanced offense. So just let it rip. It could be good for the peripheral guys besides Jefferson. So that's
all right.
That's my thinking.
Addison it is, and you're going to pick again pretty quickly thereafter.
So now
there goes Tua. Broke your heart. There goes Treylon Burks. Didn't break your heart.
No, that did not. So yeah, I guess I'm thinking about Trevor Lawrence here since he's still available, which I did not really anticipate. That's tough. But I also oh, and you know what? Actually, I have a top secret plan, folks. I'm gonna execute the top secret plan.
Okay.
So I'm
Tell us what it is, Denny.
I'm gonna go.
Oh, wait.
We start 3 receivers and a flex, right?
Three receivers and a flex, correct?
Yeah. So I have 4 receivers. I have Andrews and I have McCaffrey.
Right.
So maybe I consider. Oh yeah. Hey, you know what? I'm gonna do it. I'm doing it. I'm taking James Cook.
Was that the secret plan, or was that some other plan?
That's not the secret plan. That was a spur of the moment. I got really excited about him still being on the board, so I'll take him. I'm not expecting him to see like an absurd number of touches, James Cook, but I think that he is like so clearly like they want him to be in that lead back role. Like Devin Singletary was in that lead back role for the final month of the regular season a couple years ago, and it was great. Like for fantasy, he was the RB1 overall over the season's final 5 weeks. I know it's a small sample, but he getting those passing down snaps and the early down stuff really valuable.
Is he good? Is James Cook good at football?
I tend to think that doesn't matter as much as what the team wants to do with the running back.
Well, I know you think that, but that doesn't usually work out very well. And he might be. I think he's better than Damian Harris. So you're onto something there. But Damian Harris is like coach's catnip a little bit, as Jim McCormick likes to say. Yeah. But anyway, again, it's the 7th round of a 14-team draft. I don't begrudge it. Let me ask you this. Dalvin went way ahead of James. Are you on board with that?
No.
You think they should be close?
I think they should be much closer. It's hard to say. I'm, like one should definitely be going ahead of the other, but I think they should probably be closer. I guess I have them
pretty close.
I've kind of ignored the idea that Dalvin Cook could actually like be really valuable this year in fantasy, but if Aaron Rodgers wants him to be, he will be. Period.
And also, I think the rumors of his demise are just greatly exaggerated. I think I've said it in another mock draft before, too. I watched basically all his film looking for these horrible performances that everybody says that the advanced metrics gave, and I just did not see them. He still does the thing that no one else in the league does, which is get to the outside, and then before you can blink is gone.
Yeah.
And I need that, right? So... But by the same token, Breece Hall is there. So I think you're right. I think they should be going close to each other. So no disagreement there. All right. I'm going to take Kamara. He's going to be very good for me once I have him.
Once he's back, huh?
Once he's allowed. Once he's been permitted to play.
Did you see, Chris, did you see anything in his game that would say that he's on the decline?
I think not. It's such a bad offense last year that it was tough to really see anything. Just every team knew what they were going to do when Kamara was in the game.
Right.
So like I'm hopeful that Derek Carr doesn't save the world, but is a little better.
I think he's a significant upgrade. Yeah.
Yeah, I do too. I agree with that. So do I have any tight ends that stand apart from any other tight ends? It seems like we do have how many teams have taken 2 tight ends? We've got mock team 12 did it because that's what that's what they do. Mock team 10 historically very significant double tight end. Mock team 4 took Kelsey and Kittle because that's
what the Zoomers call bully tight end.
That's bully tight end right there. How many teams don't have a tight end? It's you. Oh, you have one. You have Andrews, right?
Yeah.
So it's mock team 1, it's mock team 3, it's mock team 5, and mock team 8. I think I got to take a tight end here because I'm not gonna get anything on the way back. We are at the point where I'm gonna take a tight end. Even though I've got Hopkins, who cares? I'll take a Okonkwo for now.
Yeah,
it's fine.
I mean, he is super efficient. That's for sure.
Sure, and he might not have to be because he's probably going to play a lot more this year. So, wow, look at the tight ends go after me.
Yeah, you started a bot tight end run.
It was a bot run. They just freaked out. They were like, "Oh, the idiot took a tight end. Cool, we better do it."
Wow, I've never seen Tyler Higbee go before Dalton Kincaid. So,
kudos to mock team 6.
That's something.
All right, so you didn't get Lawrence, I don't think, or is Lawrence still there? My God, what's Lawrence still doing there?
Wait a second.
That's crazy. It's crazy. So these bots are clearly not taking default order because Lawrence was the highest ranked QB when you considered him last time. But Cousins and Rodgers is gone, and Daniel Jones.
I'm gonna mess around. Folks, and I'm gonna go with another receiver. You won't believe this, but I'm taking another receiver.
Okay.
It's either.
Is this the secret plan?
The secret plan's on the flip side of this.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're gonna draft your dog in the 9th round.
Yeah. Well, I do think that my secret plan does have some dog in him.
Okay.
So, gosh, Michael Thomas is not horrible here. I feel like I read a piece on him today where everything is finally in order.
Oh yeah, no question. This is the year.
He's only been hurt for 3 years, Chris.
He's absolutely. This is the range for him. There's no yelling about Michael Thomas right now. This is the range for him.
Everybody goes through a 3-year injury once in a while. I'm taking him. I'm taking Michael Thomas.
I mean, you listen to the podcast sometimes. I've been on a 3-year cold streak, clearly, for 5 years.
All right, so the secret plan here. Oh, come on, Trevor Lawrence is still there. Well, now I'm gonna feel like a fool, but I'm gonna do it anyway.
All right, secret plan.
I'm taking Anthony Richardson.
All right, that's the secret plan. I mean, of course, it's fine.
Secret, right? It was secret this whole time. I kept it close to the vest.
Even Richardson's people didn't know.
No, they were shocked.
Yeah, because they were like, "Who's Denny Carter?"
Yeah, that's right. Didn't know.
All right, I'm up again. Oh, Jacoby Myers just went. I was ready to take Jacoby Myers there. Let it be known that by the time people see this, they will know flag player Jacoby Myers would have been on my team had that been
your Jacoby
possible.
Myers love makes me nervous.
Love, relatively speaking. I'm just in any kind of PPR. I'm interested in him in the double-digit rounds, and he's a plug-and-play guy. When I have somebody on bye, when I have an injury, whatever. I don't think he has the kind of upside that you really want, but I think just like stylistically is perfect for Garoppolo. He's perfect for McDaniels. Like he's where he's supposed to be when he's supposed to be there. And Jimmy G is a coward, so he likes checking the ball down.
He is, which it makes me into Hunter Renfrow, regrettably.
Well, but I think that's the thing that you're thinking that Renfrow does is actually what Myers is going to do because that's all he can do. I think Hunter Renfrow may get traded or cut or something. I don't know. No inside knowledge, but yeah. Okay, who do I like? Who do I want? Who might I? I would take Trevor Lawrence just to mess with you, but you already took your quarterback, so I don't imagine you're on the way to taking Trevor. But like his ADP in this format is 53rd, and the next highest ADP is 119th. I think does he have the measles or some other communicable disease just in this game, and that's why.
I need to check. I need to check rotoworld.com.
Yeah. Trevor Lawrence, welcome. You and Joe Burrow can fight it out. I mean, at some point you do this in a deep draft because someone's going to be quarterback needy. It gives you a headache for a few weeks, but eventually you'll trade one. So
yeah, I could see that. I
it's
could.
fine.
I've been that guy who's been like, hey, I saw you have two
Yeah,
decent
by the
quarterbacks.
way. Yeah, by the way. I mean, the fact is you just can't get that kind of value anywhere else. Lawrence in a 14-team league should have been gone before freaking Kirk Cousins and Russell Wilson and Daniel Jones. That's
And
just
Anthony
weird.
Richardson.
Well, yeah, but that was the secret plan, so we let that slide. We're fine with that.
Appreciate.
Any other? Just I don't even know ranks wise. Just players I like. I like Jalen Warren. I really don't think Najee Harris is very good.
No, me neither.
So,
I tend to take Warren a lot. I've also been taking a lot of Tyler Algier, who went just after, or just before.
Just before, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was on my radar for that pick for sure.
Yeah. All right.
So you filled out your lineup here, right? You do have a second running back. You do. It's James. The problem is that it's James Cook. No, he's fine.
Yeah. Well, can't be too picky.
Are you at the point these final 5 picks is you do fire at running backs now?
Yeah, this is a all hands on deck, get the running backs on the damn roster situation.
Right. Take shots, high upside, low downside. I get it.
Exactly. Right. Well, mostly are going for the upside, but so yeah, like a Kenneth Gainwell jumps out here, like Tank Bigsby, who would presumably be the RB2 in Jacksonville. If the RB1 if Etienne goes down. Gainwell, are we buying the stuff about Gainwell being like the lead back or no?
I mean, I would draft Gainwell before I would draft Bigsby because I think Gainwell's okay. I have no idea what Bigsby is like. That,
yeah.
You say that he's the second running back, but I don't really know.
Roshan Johnson. Gosh darn it. Well, that makes it difficult. All right. I'm actually going to go with Roshan Johnson here. I feel like he has a pretty decent chance to like eventually get that lead back role. But I mean, how valuable is it when Justin Fields is doing all the touchdown scoring? I don't know.
And I really like Khalil Herbert. I didn't get him in this draft, but I was the round where I took Okonkwo. If Herbert had lasted 2 more picks, I would have taken him. I think it's great that Roshan Johnson and Deontay Foreman, who are the same person, went back to back in this draft.
I know. I am going to go with Kenny Gainwell. I call him Kenny Chris because we're friends.
Yeah, no, I mean, and also Kenny Snackwell was taken. That's a copyright infringement.
That's right. So yeah, I got Roshan and Kenny Gainwell. So I feel okay about that. I have a weird thing with Devin Singletary, which I don't know. I mean, if you want to cut my mic, it's fine. But I feel like the Texans brought him in for like a very specific reason. Dameon Pierce was really, really terrible on third downs as a blocker and some mostly as a pass catcher. So they brought in a guy who's actually pretty good at that. I just feel like he'll have a role right away. Me
too. I think Dameon Pierce's believers are discounting Devin Singletary too much. I think he has a role there. He's a pretty good player. We call him Devin Singletary for a reason, but we kid because we love. We kid because we care. I want to take a receiver here, and boy, the pickings are gross. Anytime you look at the name Alec Pierce and you start to think you might do that, it doesn't make you feel great.
No.
I could consider Jamison Williams here, but you have to wait half the season, so I probably won't do that. There's not a lot that I even have ranked here. I do have Rashid Shaheed ranked, but I'm not taking him here. I think I will take Pierce. I pitched him as a post-type sleeper on the YouTube channel pretty recently. The only logic just being that, if you're right and Anthony Richardson is ready to go, then I think the dude who can take advantage of the huge arm is probably not Pittman. It's probably Pierce. He's the speed
exactly. Threat. That's exactly. Yeah. No, I mean, Pat Doherty and I talked about that on Rotoworld Football Show the other day. Like, I don't have much interest in Pittman where he's going. but I have a lot of interest in Pierce there.
Yeah, I actually think I will take Pittman because I think he's maybe a little undervalued because maybe situation gets overrated, and I think he's very good and never gotten a chance to show it yet. But still, that's not what we're talking about. The logic of Pierce is what it is.
Yeah.
Hey, there are no producer Dave Pyper. I think there might be a mistake here. There are no good players left. Who should we take? Let's see. I'll take another backup running back flyer. I do wind up with Tajay Spears a lot.
Yeah.
Obviously, there's no role for him as long as Derrick Henry's healthy. But Matt Waldman keeps coming on the podcast and telling me that if Tajay Spears works out, he's Jamal Charles. And I go, oh, I like that guy.
Get out of here. Really?
Yeah. He really likes him as a prospect a lot. Oh. It's not like he's predicting that he will be, but he's saying
I got you.
Yeah, like, and you know what Matt does in the rookie scouting portfolio? Yeah. He'll give you the range.
Yeah.
And like Tajay Spears' upper range is Jamal Charles, and I'm like, interesting.
Sounds pretty great. Jamal Charles is my favorite running back of all time. Period.
He's up there for me too. And this is a dynasty league after all, so I'll have him for. Oh wait, I'm being told it's not a dynasty league.
Oh, you freaked me out.
What? We are going to do a dynasty league, a dynasty startup draft on the channel before week 1, so people should stay tuned. But no, this is not it.
All right, so I'm still in get the running backs on the damn roster mode.
Okay.
So Miles Sanders is struggling with a groin injury. He may or may not be ready by next week, according to Frank Reich. He'll probably be okay for week 1, but sure. I'm liking me some Chuba Hubbard as a guy who would fall into that. Probably the lead back role. I know, like, Raheem Blackshear is actually really good, but seems like that.
Better than Chuba Hubbard. Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah.
but I tend to, invest something in the way that teams treat running backs, and they seem to really like Hubbard. So I might take him here. I also might take Zamir White because I think Josh Jacobs means business with this holdout thing.
All right, well, let's let your pick do your talking.
Yes. We're going to go with Hubbard.
Chuber. Yes. We call him Chuber on the show. Jerome Ford, Jaden Reed.
Yeah, and then
Derek Carr sitting right there for you. He just fell into your lap.
Derek Carr. Well, this is not Superflex, right?
It is not.
Okay.
I'm the one who took Lawrence and Burrow.
Okay.
I
just was panicking for a second.
No. I only took Lawrence. I only took Lawrence because it was a stupid round for him. Not a realistic pick.
That was wild.
9th round, yeah.
All right. Yeah. All right. Running back is really. Oh, you know who I'm going to take here?
I do.
I'm going to take Deuce Vaughn.
Oh wow, he's the opposite of Zamir White. In that he can run.
Yeah. I feel I'm starting. Last week I started to get serious FOMO about Deuce Vaughn as a zero RB truther, as an ideological drafter, right. And I feel like if I'm going to do this, I got to have him on a lot of my teams, if not all of them, because he seems like a guy. And correct me if I'm wrong here, but Deuce Vaughn seems like a guy who cannot be held off the field. Like the coaches can try to keep him off the field, but he will force his way on.
Until he breaks his spine because he's 4 feet tall, and then it'll be pretty easy to keep him off the field.
I don't want to talk about his size. I just want to talk about his production.
All right. I will take Jameson Williams here and just stash him. He can hang out with Kamara. That's fine.
Yeah. Well, he went that's really late. So
it is late. Yeah, I was considering him 2 rounds earlier. So last round coming. In a philosophical, deep draft question, do you feel more beholden to get the backup tight end, to get the backup? I think with quarterback, we've made our points that we don't feel beholden, but tight end, you could. It's much more defensible in a 14-teamer.
Right. I mean, like for me, looking down the list here, I mean, wow. Look, I already said this on the Rotoworld Football Show. I refuse to even acknowledge the concept of handcuffing a tight end. Okay,
Isaiah Likely.
I'm not taking Likely to as insurance on marking. I refuse.
No.
That.
It would be much more just an alternative.
Yes, yeah. As a concept, I've heard this bandied about on Twitter or X or whatever it is, and I am upset by this concept. So, no, I'm not doing it.
All right, I'll do Kareem Hunt. He'll land somewhere. My last round pick.
You think he'll land somewhere? Yeah,
I mean, he'll land somewhere. He's gonna be on a team. All right, here we go, Mr. Almost Irrelevant. You have the second to last pick in this monstrosity.
I lost Ty Chandler.
I almost took him. there. I over Hunt, but I got to be a hipster and be like, hey, Hunt is the player you don't hear.
That is very hipstery. All right. Okay, Deneric Prince maybe as a guy who it would definitely see snaps if the Chiefs have 14 running back injuries.
Definitely.
100%.
But not 13. Yeah.
Sean Tucker is sort of interesting. I don't know. I know he's undrafted and everything, but
right.
He was really good. Do we know what his medical situation is or no?
I don't really care. Nothing against the Tucker family, but
that's rough.
So Waldman would be interested in Zach Evans. He likes him as a prospect quite a bit. And I think there's no one else here that I go.
Yeah.
Deneric Prince isn't a terrible idea either. It's not horrible. Evan Hull isn't terrible. You could do the anti-Jonathan Taylor sentiment.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's go with Hull. That's a good idea.
Okay.
Thanks for that, Chris.
Hey man, that's what I'm here for. I'm a facilitator. It's what I do. There goes Evan Hull, and the last, Mr. Irrelevant, is a tight end. It is Noah Fant. And we have finished this draft, and it is cheering loudly in our ears. I don't know if the listeners heard that. That was you. It was Denny. Okay, now we've gone through this exercise of a 14-teamer. This is my first 14-team mock of this summer. I don't know if it is for you.
It is, yeah. I've only done 10 and 12.
So what's your for the deep leaguers out there? You're feeling, you went one running back early, you went one running back middle, and then you went 5 running backs late. That's very on #brand for you. You come away feeling like clearly that's determined by where you were picking. You were picking at 2. It was really hard for you not to take a running back there. How did you come away feeling with the experience of doing a 14-team picking early?
Well, I prefer not to. If I don't have the 1, then I prefer to have the 6th or 7th pick here. Yeah. So I feel comfortable with a Kupp or a Tyreek, or even Stefan Diggs. If I'm going to start with some good wide receivers. But yeah, I mean, I think that McCaffrey in that offense is kind of a must take. I just felt compelled to take him there. And
the position too.
And the position, exactly.
The next running back that went after you would have been on Steven. You would have been on Breece Hall, Najee Harris, Travis Etienne. Those guys would have been your RB1, and that's just a hard way to live.
And it is. No one should be made to live like that. So I decided, CMC was I felt like the only choice there.
And then from that point on,
the
strategy kind of dictated itself.
Yeah, I mean, I guess Metcalf. I don't find myself taking him a lot, honestly, but I feel okay, in this size league. And then I talked about why I like Andrews. Godwin as a wide receiver 2 is definitely not ideal. Definitely not something I've had before because I've not done a 14-teamer. And Deontay Johnson could end up being my most productive receiver, honestly. He could outproduce. I think he could pretty easily outproduce Metcalf and Godwin, and I took him in the 5th round to go along with Addison in the 6th, then James Cook and so on.
Yeah, I would say, I felt like I got to pick in a little more benefit. I would rather pick where I picked than where you picked.
Right.
Because that second pick is rough. And for me, you got McCaffrey, I got Barkley. People can make the argument that McCaffrey's worth more, but It's pretty close.
It is. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So like getting one of them at 2 and one of them at 10, that just benefits me because I get a better receiver coming back the other way. Like you said, maybe I'll look back on picking Waddle over Garrett Wilson, who I have right next to each other on the ranks. Maybe that'll feel really bad, but it's at least, it's arguable that they're wide receiver ones. Metcalf, it's hard to argue that he's really like a true wide receiver one. So yeah, I would rather pick where I picked. And overall, I feel like I got some of my guys and mixed it up a little bit. And where I feel kind of grossest about it probably is, having to rely on Jonathan Taylor to play. But if he does, he's my RB2.
Yeah,
so.
I mean, if he does, it turns out to be a fantastic pick in the fifth round as your RB2. I mean, that's wild, and so if you make that bet, if it works out, that your team is very, very solid.
Right. So, all right. Well, we've done it. We'd love to know what you think down in the comments. Would you laugh at mock team? What was it? Mock team 4 for taking both Kelsey and Kittle. Hey man, one can play flex. Get off my back. Although last week it was a tight end premium league. This week not so much. But tight end mock team 4 doesn't care what you think about their draft strategy. No. But we do. Tell us down in the comments. Tell us where you think we're right or wrong. Tell us what your experiences are yourself doing mocks that are on the larger side, because these are much more challenging. Positional scarcity, much more important for quarterback and tight end, and just overall an enjoyable process. Thank you to AG1 for sponsoring. drinkag1.com/Harris. That does help us out if you use that URL. And check out Denny's work on Rotoworld. He's all over the place. And follow him on Twitter. CD Carter 13. Yeah, I knew. CD Carter 13. I was saying it. Thank you very much for doing it, Denny. I really appreciate it.
Oh, thanks so much, Chris. I really enjoyed it.
So for Denny and for Dave, the producer, I'm Chris. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you. Thanks so much for watching. Please, please, please smash that like button. Write a comment. Tell us who else you'd like to see us review film on. And of course, best of all, please subscribe to our channel and then click that little bell above the subscribe button and you'll be notified whenever we post a new video.